What's up, my little buckaroos? Blair Redd here with your latest BYU film review. Sorry about last week in Kansas State. it was I did watch the film, but I did, as you can still hear in my voice a little bit. It was a rough week for me. Being ill. Could have been COVID. I don't test anymore. Don't judge me. Who cares? But I did stay home and I was sick as a dog, so I do apologize for not getting that out. Did watch the film. It was pretty it was pretty epic. But yeah, let's hop right into this week's film review. Yeah, we're going to start with the very first third down play. Sorry, I'm going to get to it. Okay. Darius Laster. This play was 100% designed to go to him and him alone. I'm going to tell you why. You can watch when he runs his route, he's matched up. This looks like two man, okay, two high safeties, man to man underneath, right? When he runs his route, he's going to determine which leverage this linebacker has. And I actually think this is a safety down in the box. But a safety against Darius Laster is a mismatch 100% of the time. So that's why they have him as the in man on a bunch set, or excuse me, on a trip set, as you can see here. Okay? He's going to have an option. Whatever leverage that strong safety is, he's going the opposite of it. And why I say this play was designed for him and only him, the other routes on this play are kind of ridiculous. Okay? He's kind of here. He's here. Same thing on this side with these two. He's kind of here. Looks. He's kind of here. But like no one looks the whole time when they're on their route out of those four. Okay? So let's just keep an eye on that one. Next, like I said, leverage. If this outside linebacker is playing in like his, Laster's going to go sit here and get the first down. If he plays out like he does, Laster's going to give him a little head fake, bust in, and that's the cool thing about this is Jake, Retzloff, and Laster have to be on the same page with what the secondary, his man's doing, and they are. Does a great job of putting the ball where it needs to be. Even if Laster doesn't break the tackles, it's still a first down and the chains are moving, right? So let's run through this and we will watch it. Okay, sets him up, jab, head fake. And you can, like I said, look at these other receivers. They're just running clear routes. They're just clearing everything out. This is the read right here. Easy pitch and catch. Easy pitch and catch. Okay? Even if you're running some type of zone on this option route, the defense is running some type of zone. It looks like they're in man-to-man here. Bing, bing, bing. Single high safety comes down. This play still works. Darius just has to know where the leverage is of the linebacker if it's zone, right? He won't run into his leverage. He'll sit. And that's why throwing the football and catching the football is the easiest part of the play 90% of the time. Sometimes the throw and catch are incredible, right? I'm not taking anything away. The play design, the knowledge that both Retzlaff and Laster have to have to make this play work, that's the tough part. They have to know what each other are doing. And that's why sometimes, with every team, not just BYU, with every team, I saw it in the NFL this past weekend, you have miscommunications where the receiver sees one thing and the quarterback sees another thing, and you'll see a quarterback overthrow a receiver by 20 yards, or you'll see a quarterback throw ball to the outside and the receiver's breaking in, right? They just see different things. And so it's nice to see Jake and Darius seeing the same thing, being on the same page right here. Filthy move. Filthy move. Off to the races. Good first down. Okay, next play we're going to get into is the touchdown to Miles Davis, right? I like my little spotlighter so I can point it out. Okay, Keelan Marion motions across for the fly sweep. Okay, what makes this so important is the very previous play, the previous play before this, Parker Kingston did this. This was the exact same formation with the exact same look, right? Okay, tight end, two receivers, running back, motion, and they handed it to Parker Kingston, right? This time, they don't hand it. I'm going to spotlight him. All right? He is flying to Marion, and ultimately, he recognizes the play is not a run. All right, I don't think it's his zone per se, but he's late to it when he recognizes it. He never recognizes it. He recognizes his buddy is going deep, so he goes deep, but it's too late at this point. Okay, one thing I want to point out too, as well with this cool play design. My pen's not working now. Right? Oh, I guess it is working with the spotlight. These two guys run posts. Now you can't see one. He's way back here. Right? There we go. You can't see one of the safeties. He's way back here. But these two posts pull both safeties out. And actually, there's a great angle, not a great angle, but a better angle after this that I will show, and you can see that. He pulls the safeties out. Those two guys pull the safeties out, right? So when he does that, it leaves a wide open lane for Miles to run his wheel route. Okay? Let's just watch it. But the play design here, usually you don't want three guys in the same area. This time it works out perfectly. Touchdown. Okay, we're going to show the other angle. Okay, like I said, pulls this guy out. There's number 31 who gets pulled out as well with the post routes. Let's see if we can. Like I said, it's not a great angle, but it's a better angle. Goes with them. Goes with him. Leaves it wide open. Touchdown. Great play design. Okay, big fourth down stop by Isaiah Glasker. Awesome play by him, right? Here's why I am not a fan of tempo at all. At all. Okay? Let's count the guys in the box for BYU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not technically in the box, but he's coming down hard. Like they are 8 guys to stop the run, right? Man to man. 4th and 1, man to man. 2 outside corners are given 8 yards of cushion. Okay? Here's why I essentially hate tempo. I think it tries to hide weaknesses in offense, and make no mistake about it, Baylor had a very weak offense in the first half. Very weak. Yeah, they scrambled around. Give a lot of credit to the quarterback, like Jeff Hansen pointed out, 4-star kid. He scrambled around and made some plays, but their designs, their execution, was just bad in the first half. And a lot of it, I think, goes to the tempo. You got to blame on the tempo. Here's what I mean. by tempo. I wasn't a fan of it when Dr. Bob and I ran it. I'm never a fan of tempo. It means you are undersized. It means you don't trust that you can beat someone head up, man to man, right? And ironically enough, Baylor started having way more success in the second half when they slowed everything down. Okay, so tempo, why I don't like it. BYU has 7 guys in the box with the 8 guys selling out. Isaiah Glasker is 100%, and credit to him, he sees this hole open, wide open, and he sells out and he makes a huge play, right? That's what linebackers are taught. Go see the hole, fill the gap, make the play. He does his job, picture perfect, right? But if they kind of slow down, if they weren't running to the line as fast as they possibly could, and we're actually going to get to a 4th down and 1 where Baylor scores a touchdown, where they read everything, right? Where they see what's going on and they do a much better job and score a touchdown. These guys run to the line as fast as they can. Baylor has 6 guys to block in here, right? BYU has a minimum 7 with the 8 coming, so they can't block everyone. I don't know if the quarterback doesn't have the option to change the play. Most college kids don't. They have a we're good call or kill, where they call 2 plays and they go to the different one. But let's just watch. Right? Even if this guy tries to bounce it, I think that's Jack Kelly. He can't go anywhere because Baylor doesn't have enough guys to block. Like I said, these 2 are coming down hard. Baylor doesn't have enough guys to block. 8 guys. So why are you running tempo into? Why wouldn't you just throw a hitch with you're giving 7-8 yards of cushion? But that's neither here nor there for Isaiah Glasker. He sells out, does what he's supposed to. Bam. One thing, he hit him and he didn't move. Like he would, even if he could have maybe inched his way a yard or 2, he still wasn't going to get it. But that's a monster hit. I don't think you realize how tough it is to drop a running back and not give up an inch. In fact, push him back by yourself. Like, that's pretty amazing. So, yeah, there's my TED Talk for the day. I don't know if this was an RPO action. As you can see, this wide receiver is kind of looking like, I don't know, it's not a great angle. I don't know if he's looking at whether he can get the ball or not. But, yeah, great play. All right, let's talk about Jake's touchdown run. That was a big play in this game. Turned out, you win by 6. Every touchdown's a big play in this game. Perfect blocking. Okay? Love Nawahine. This is why he's going to get reps. Okay? He does just enough in the blocking to make everything go, right? When he's in the game. Obviously, he runs hard. He's got decent vision. But if you can trust him as a blocker, you're going to get reps. That's just how running back works. If you can trust a guy as a blocker, that's why Ezekiel Elliott still gets a ton of reps. He can't run. He's probably running a 5.2 40 these days. He does a decent job protecting Dak. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, he does. Okay, but let's talk about this run, okay? Here is I'm going to show you later on in the game, Baylor switches up their defense, right? 40. He boxes the pulling guard who's coming at him. Now, what that means is boxing is you keep your shoulder square to the line, you hit him with your inside shoulder, and you keep your outside arm free, and you have contain. You have anything that goes to the outside, okay? That's what 90% of high school defenses do because it works in high school, right? Running backs want to bounce everything to the outside. Even if there's a hole, they want to bounce it to the outside, right? It works in high school. Okay, my dear friend Billy Plume, who's the GOAT defensive coordinator, and as far as I'm concerned, taught me everything I know about defense, boxes, okay? Because the alternative is spilling where you take your outside arm, the pulling guard's coming, right? And you take your outside arm and you cut inside of him or you knock him off his route. Long story short, you try to get inside that pulling guard, whether you knock him down, whatever that may be, old school wise, or the newer school wise is kind of get skinny, wrong arm, stay on your feet. This is what Baylor does later on, and make a play. Okay, they box here. Why I don't like boxing. Okay, even if you don't move an inch, and this Baylor kid does a pretty good job of not moving, they want to create the hole inside of your arm, inside of you. They want to create that hole. Let me get out of this. They want to create that hole, right? They want to create that hole right here. So even if you don't move an inch, that hole's still right there. It's still right there. Okay? Now Jake does a great job of reading his blocks, and tight end comes up through the hole, makes a good block. Like I said, Nawahine makes a good block. Just get enough, and off they go. Okay, let's go. Let's roll. Pulling guard. Here, box. Watch how he does a good job of boxing. Still doesn't move. There's still a hole to be had. He actually gains ground. The D-end actually gains ground. So he does this really well. Guess what? There's still a hole to be had. Tight end does a good job getting up. Getting just enough of him. Now Ahine doing a good job. Jake does a great job of reading where the block goes. Gets just enough, turns him around. Right? Use your wheels, touchdown. Okay, by the way, ESPN's announcers, he is known for his running. He doesn't do it a ton, but he's fast enough to do it. All right, let's talk about this 4th and 1 and the contrast to the last 4th and 1 where BYU had 8 in the box. Baylor slowed down. They had a play call. They read it. Okay? BYU has 6 in the box. Isaiah's even flirting with being out of the box, but we'll count him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Guy comes in motion. Now, this is where Baylor gets very creative with this play call. The crisscross motion here, holds Glasgow for half a second. Makes all the world of difference, right? But I get they're empty, right? They're empty, so you got to kind of match your safeties with them out there. Other safeties out there, right? You got to match the corners on 4th and 1 unless it's like a quick pass. They're irrelevant. They're never going to make the play because they always have to be out on the island on 4th and 1. Okay, so that's irrelevant. Safeties, okay, that leaves you 7 guys, right, to make the play if they're an empty because you got to have 4 guys covering. Here's an eligible right here. So I think, just my opinion, they should have brought one more into the box. But I understand why Jay didn't. He's thinking, and it's a good thought, empty. They tried to run last time, and we stuffed them. So I think they're going to try and pass on this situation. So especially an empty, I got Harrison Taggart here to make a play if there's a quarterback draw. We'll probably give up the first down, but you don't expect to give up a touchdown. But the crisscross action makes the linebacker's eyes hold for a second, right? There you say crisscross action. Okay. See how it makes him hold for half a second? Whereas the last 4th down where they just kind of try to go straight up the middle. See, Glasgow filled that hole immediately last time. Watch 62. I know this is a BYU film review, but this gets me excited. This line play gets me excited, right? He does a great job of coming off. They're getting this first down, right? He's the reason they get a touchdown. Sees Glasgow coming. Comes off the combo because 72 has him still held. Bam. Like That's cool. That gets me excited. I know this is a BYU film review, and we talked about the things BYU did wrong. I didn't love the play call per se. A lot of guys spread out, but Glasgow also stops it, and BYU can reset if 62 doesn't do what he does. So film review is film review, and that's awesome. So watch for linemen to do stuff like that in the future while you're watching games or maybe rewatching them. And that's really why I do this podcast. I want to teach you guys a few things that you can rewatch and kind of have fun while you're watching. Now, I told you I would find a D line play no matter what. Just happens. I found a Baylor D line play that I really like, and I'm going to show you the contrast. It's the exact same kid, number 40, right? He boxed last time. I'm going to highlight him here because, damn it, I like the spotlight. Here. Okay? Two pulling guards coming. Sorry, not guards. Two pullers coming. This is a counter. That's your basic counter, right? This is quarterback counter. Just a quick. It's not a live hard and fast rule, but two guys pulling, I'd say 60% counter. One guy pulling, power. Okay, there's your quick little league football study for the day. Maybe junior high, maybe sophomore. Okay, I digress. Let's be honest, varsity. There's not too many line coaches who don't do this in varsity. Okay, but higher levels, college football, NFL football, two pullers, 55, 60% of the time, you'll see some type of counter. This is a quarterback counter. Okay, I digress. 40. This time, instead of boxing where he takes on the guy with his inside arm, right, he gets inside of the first puller, okay? And that makes Lapuaho wrap around, which he's supposed to, but that's what makes wrong arming so difficult. Lapuaho does what he's supposed to, but the kill guy, he spills this play, he spills Retzlaff to the outside. Okay, this kill guy comes and absolutely lights up the other puller, and 40 makes the play. Okay, let's watch. Inside of the first block, here's the killer. Sorry, still user error. Get back to my yellow. Okay. Lapuaho does what he's supposed to, kind of wraps around, right? Here's your killer. Now, let's talk conservative versus aggressive. This play went for 25 yards untouched. This is the exact same play that scored the touchdown. If Baylor ran it the same way, box, pull, blah, 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 this play goes for 30 yards and it's a first down. Maybe BYU scores here and no one's thinking, oh, man, that wasn't a very aggressive ball game, right? Okay. He goes and absolutely kills the tight end right here. So Jake wants to bounce it because 40 has wrong-armed. He's getting inside. But he can't because this guy kills it. So he tries to cut back in. 40 makes the play. And that, my friend, is a beautiful way to coach defense. Beautiful. It's what my guy, Cody Gardner, Corner Canyons DC, he's the absolute king of wrong arm kill and spill. Okay. If I ever got an opportunity to work for Cody Gardner, I would jump at it so fast it would make everyone's head spin. I don't care if I have to drive 2 hours a day to be a part of that. I would kills it. There, tackle. Right? See the difference? Same play call. And Dave Arata, wow, I just butchered that name. He's a great DC. Great DC. He made that adjustment. Okay? Made that adjustment. That is good football. That is football. D-line play that's awesome. Okay, fake punt. I'm not going to say much about it. We've all watched it on X. I just want to point out, okay, your all-conference defensive end, Tyler Batty, murdering someone. Your probable all-conference linebacker, Jack Kelly, murdering someone. These are things that show you that this team's absolutely bought in to what BYU's doing. These are selfless kids wanting to win football games. Jack Kelly pancakes his guy. Tyler Batty is coming. He's coming. Wham! Right? Those are things that show you when your 2 of your 3 or 4 best defensive players are bought in that this is a special, special team. Let's talk the first interception, okay? I'm a Jake Retzlaff believer. He's the best quarterback on this team, right? He won the starting job. He's gotten so much better. This takes me back to 2023, Jake. And if he can eliminate all these, like, you're going to have interceptions. The second interception wasn't his fault. It was we'll show you. I think I have that one marked down. Okay? But this one is entirely his fault. Now, maybe he was reading, like I was talking about earlier with Laster, maybe him and Marion were on a different page where he thought he was going to go. He thought he was going to break outside. Marion broke inside. I don't know. This angle really doesn't show it. But here's what I'll tell you where he needs to eliminate these plays. And I'll show you. Okay, designed rollout. Nawahine blocking. All the time in the world. This guy's not going to get there. It's 3rd and 9. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to convert a first down. He feels the frustration that everyone else is feeling, right? He wants to make these big plays. Can't do it here. Throw it away. You're outside the tackle box. Let the punter punt it, pin it. Let the BYU defense have a better chance of success of stopping. Here's the terrible decision. How many BYU players are in this frame, and how many Baylor players are in this frame? Even with a perfect throw, we'll never know because this was a terrible throw. But even with the perfect throw, and if him and Marion were on the same page, I think this guy breaks it up. He's blanketed him. There's 4 guys right there. Right? Throw it away right here. I get you're a gunslinger, and I want that. Right? This ain't the time. This is the ultimate gunslinger, Brett Favre. And as we know, Brett Favre, I think, retired, and I could be wrong, but I think he retired with the most interceptions in NFL history. Like, when there's 4 guys versus your 2, I know it's zone, but your guys are basically double covered. Live to fight another day. I won't say much about that. Just live to fight another day. Okay, second interception. I showed one that was completely his fault. Now, it's a quarterback stat. It's going to show up on his stats. Right? I don't believe this is his fault. You can make your own decision on this if you believe it's his fault or not. I don't think it is, and I'll show you why. Slide protection. This DN's coming down. Braden Keim picks him up. I think it's Nawahine again. Picks up his guy. This is 3rd and 2. We can talk about he should have ran it. Whatever. Laster's wide open on this throw. If it doesn't get deflected and picked, it's a first down. And we're having a different discussion, which different discussion wrong because BYU's defense ultimately came, and we're not going to show it, but, Jay Hill made an adjustment from blitzing, not even blitzing. Why am I drawing a blank? Manufacturing. Geez, I'm so sorry. It's where they show blitz, but it's not. There's still only 4 coming. Simulated pressure. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, he went from simulating the pressure, bringing the corner or the safety from the field side to scrapping that and going drop 8. I'm not going to show it because drop 8's extremely hard to look at on TV telecast, but that's why BYU ultimately got the stop. I know drop 8 works when it's not ran every single play. All right? When the quarterback doesn't know where everyone's going to be at all times. Great adjustment by Jay Hill. I'm sure he's not pleased with the yards he gave up, but ultimately both sides did enough to win the game. I'm not going to get into that discussion. But yeah, Braden Keim, slide protection, right? Initially gets him. And this isn't Keim's fault because this is the design of the protection, and I don't like it. You got your quarterback rolling away from the protection, which is what you want. You want the defense flowing this way, which they do initially. Like I say, Lassiter's going to be wide open. Okay? Here's where the protection has to change. In my opinion, I'm not a college coach, but I've coached a lot of line in my life. When that guy comes off of you, I see what Keim's looking at. The linebacker come. He's not a threat. It's going to take him 2 seconds to get there, and Jake better get rid of the ball in 2 seconds. He comes off you. You have to know there's two guys on the side. The running back can't pick him up. Like I said, I don't think it's Keim's fault. I think it's the design of the slide protection. But I think after initial, like I get if the DN comes out initially, you don't block him. That's not your design. But once you hit him and then he comes off you because he knows where the quarterback's at, this guy's not your threat. This guy's your threat. And ultimately, it's the guy just makes a great play. Nawahine blocks him. Sorry, my box is in the way. I'll pull it up. When I say he's open, that cornerback is toast. That is an easy first down. Great play. Okay. I know it was Nawahine's guy who got it, but if this guy isn't coming, right, Nawahine's can seal him, and Jake can step up here and make the easy throw. This is poor blocking scheme, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Like I said, take it for what it's worth. My wife doesn't think it's worth much, but that's where we're at. And what was this D lineman doing? I know it worked out, but that's you're pitching it to a linebacker. You're not pitching it to a wide receiver, right? And he still almost loses. It would have been down on contact, but yeah. Sometimes you got to remind yourself these are still college kids. Like I said, the good was really good in this game. The bad, I disagree a tiny bit with Jeff. That doesn't happen much. Jeff and I usually see eye to eye on everything. But I disagree a tiny bit. The execution, I agree with him. The execution was terrible. Terrible execution, right? But schematically, I don't hate play calls. I think he had a stat where they passed 14 times in the second half, which is not being conservative. That's being aggressive. Where I disagree with him is the execution was terrible at times. Schematically, I'm still not impressed. But it's fun to be 5-0. We're on a bye week, so let's enjoy it. Enjoy the great weather this weekend to go out with your family or just go out and be in the mountains, be on the golf course, do whatever you got to do this weekend. Enjoy. As a coach, you love bye weeks because you can get healed up. You can prepare for your next opponent, right? As a player, you get healed up. You love the bye weeks because there's not as much practice involved. You might do a few walkthroughs, some lifts. But as a fan, enjoy bye weeks, right? I don't think you should live and breathe and die for BYU in college football. I think you should do as much crap as Bronco caught. I think Faith Family, footballs, fifth, whatever. I think he was onto something. Just my opinion. But if you do live and breathe and die it, I get it. I did when I was in my 20s. Take a second and enjoy this weekend. Till then, thanks for watching. I couldn't do it without you guys. Talk to you later.